Irashaimase. Hello and welcome to Fitaurus Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. I'd like to welcome you to this week's edition of Gaming News. Over here to your left, you go and see today's menu. We'll be talking about various Nintendo announcements. We'll also be going and hopefully mentioning something that might result in some Konami love. We'll have to see on that one. But first, I'm going to go and be talking a little bit about the Summon Night franchise. So I was going and mentioning Summon Night 5 last week, as Gaijin Works pre-order campaign for the PSP is still ongoing. But with it going and being the 15th anniversary of the title, Bandai Namco Games went and just announced Summon Night 6. So with it going and being hot on the tails of me talking about it last week, I figured I should go and bring it up this week. Details are still a little bit scant, but the information we do go and have is that the subtitle is Lost Borders, so it's Summon Night 6 Lost Borders. Targeted at spring 2016, and it'll go and be releasing on the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. No word if there's a chance we'll go and get a localization or not. Maybe a lot of that will depend on how well Summon Night 5 goes and does. So let's go and hope that one goes and does well. I'm going to go and support it, and I hope you will as well. Moving on to our next topic of discussion, Pokken Tournament. So if you're not familiar with Pokken Tournament, it's once again Bandai Namco developed title in association with Nintendo and Game Freaks. It's basically Tekken cross Pokemon. So you have Pokemon fighting in what's essentially is a Tekken title, and it looks really neat, and especially if you're a Pokemon fan like I myself am, this one is definitely one that's been interesting. It went released in July in Japanese arcades, and so far that's the only way to go and play it. But at this last weekend's Pokemon World Championships, they went and announced that it's going and coming to the Wii U in spring of 2016 worldwide. So I hope you're ready to go and get your Pokemon Brawl on. I know I am. I'm going to go and be beating the tar out of those little Pikachus. Moving down along the list, next up we've got Nintendo's upcoming release schedule for fall. So they have had some titles announced for fall already, like the very soon to release Super Mario Maker. And they also had Yoshi Woolly Yarn dated, as well as Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. But there was a lot of their fall schedule that was still kind of blank, and they went and unveiled their fall schedule today, Monday the 24th. So here's a few of the other highlights. Yokai Watch, which originally I thought was actually not releasing until 2016, but I guess that was incorrect information. It was targeted at a winter 2015. Anyway, Yokai Watch is going and being targeted for release, or it's got its release date of November 6th. For those of you who aren't familiar, Yokai Watch is kind of like level 5's answer to Pokemon. You're going around exploring and catching, befriending these yokai, which are kind of like spirits, and then battling other spirits. And it's been hugely popular in Japan for the last like 3 years, and we're finally going and getting it stateside. So I'm really excited to go and play that one, as once again I mentioned I was a huge Pokemon fan, and so something that's like Pokemon like, sign me up. Other highlights to go and note, November 20th we're going and getting Star Fox Zero, which I'm excited about, but I really wish they could have done something different with the story rather than going and rehashing the same Corneria, like saving Corneria and the Lilat system from Andros. We've done that. This will be the third time in a row. 3 reboots, 1 series. Come on, Nintendo. You guys aren't like Marvel. In addition to that, on the 20th as well, we're going and getting Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. I myself have never gone and played a Mystery Dungeon Pokemon title to completion yet, but this one is another one that's going and looking really awesome. So if you're interested in the Mystery Dungeon franchise, or specifically Pokemon and Mystery Dungeon, you can definitely go and get your fix on November 20th. And then the last one that I went and highlighted that I thought was really exciting news was Xenoblade Chronicles X, which they had targeted for 2015, and indeed it is going to go and make it on the December 4th. And that's definitely exciting news, because the Wii U could definitely use some JRPG love. Really, I think the entire console generation right now could go and use some JRPG love. Personal opinion, but I love me some good JRPGs, and so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on Xenoblade Chronicles X. All the promo videos and whatnot I'd seen to this point definitely looked interesting, and despite some mixed reviews on it from the Japanese gaming community since its release in, what was it, May, I believe, I'm still looking forward to going and giving this one a try, because, well, you know, like sci-fi, giant mechs, there's so much that could go so right with that. And moving along, next up we have is the Nintendo has announced that they're going and dropping the price on the 2DS. The current manufacturer suggested retail price is $130. So they're going to be dropping the price on that, $30, so it's going to go on retail at $99, $99.99, so $100 flat. So if you don't have yourself a system that can go and play 3DS titles, a 3DS, 3DS XL, new 3DS XL, 2DS, and you're interested in some of these titles that I mentioned or other titles that have come out previously, this is a great, cheap way to go and pick up a system that you can go and try those titles with. And there's definitely nothing wrong with the 2DS. It really is a solid system that is just comfortable to go and hold. So if you still haven't gotten yourself a 3DS system, this is definitely your chance to go and do it. That price drop is effective August 30th, so just right around the corner. And the last little bit of news for this week, Konami recently put up a survey called the Konami Heritage Survey, where they're basically going and asking, have you gone and heard of these classic titles? And which of them have you gone and played? And which of them would you go and have interest in? And this is the important part. New launched versions. What if you'd be interested in playing new launched versions of these titles? So the tricky wordplay there is definitely worth taking a look at. Are they going and looking at re-releasing some of these titles? And the survey seems to go and lean very heavily towards the prospect of PC and mobile and tablet releases. So less so on console, though there is the option. It kind of worries me that they might be going and just looking at trying to rehash a lot of their catalog and cheap ports to mobile, but we'll have to go and see. There are a lot of interesting series to go and note there that they're going and talking about, like some really big hitters. You've got Zone of the Enders, Castlevania, Suikoden, Gradius, Contra. Some of Konami's previous flagship titles are mentioned there. If they could go and resurrect some of them and go and do it well, that would be wonderful for gaming. But I don't have faith in the current Konami to go and do that. And even if they're ports, I'm worried about that. We'll just have to go and see. There are also even some lesser known titles that were on the survey which kind of surprised me. There's Vandal Hearts, Parodius, Sunset Riders, Bishibashi. All these titles that some of them haven't even been released in the United States. They've been released in other territories. Europe was lucky enough to go and get some of the Parodius series that we never got in North America, but them's the breaks. So I'm really hoping that Konami's not teasing us with this and that there's really something behind it, and even if it is mobile ports, if they do that, that they go and do it well. That's basically all I'm asking for and all I'm going and hoping. So let's go and hope. Crossing my fingers on that one. Alright, that'll go and wrap it up for this week's edition of Fitaurus Kitchen Gaming News. Thank you so much for going and coming by. Once again, since this series is new and I'm definitely looking to go and expand and develop it, I really am interested in feedback from you. So if there's anything that you like or don't like about what I'm going and doing, or if you have some suggestions or even like some news pieces that you think I should go and be covering, please leave those in the comments below. Once again, thank you so much for coming out to go and join me, and I hope to go and see you again next week.